What's going on, sports fans? This is Jake Waxman.
And Tyler Lavalette.
Coming to you live from WTV 10 here at Waterford with another Friday Roundtable on this beautiful November 14th. So, to start things off, me and Tyler Lavalette, we had a very good Sunday. We ended up going to a hockey game in Motown. Would you like to take it away, Tyler Lavalette?
Absolutely. We saw the original six rivalry between the Blackhawks and Redwings, both teams celebrating their centennial along with the New York Rangers. In fact, we even have footage from the game of a Blackhawks goal. Now, full disclosure, Larkin did score. However, I'm not making it up. I was not able to see it except for on the television in the concourse because I was in line for getting a beanie hat.
So here it is right here. So Blackhawks win the face-off. And what an amazing view we had from those seats, Tyler. What a view.
Can't complain about that.
All right, makes the move. Right about here. So Teravainen, he's going to get in the frame somewhere here close to the net. All right. Oh. And so here it is, and there's the goal. Red lights come on, indicating goal, and this would be the Blackhawks' second goal of the game, en route to a 5-1 victory for the Chicago Blackhawks. And all right, disclaimer, I will confess this. Yes, there should have been a penalty on the Blackhawks there. There was clearly a high stick. I've watched this video a number of times, and I'm watching saying, the refs missed that one, and ends up leading to a break for the Blackhawks, and Teravainen scores off the play.
Yeah, there are any sport you have where you have the refs, these missed penalties are bound to happen. And what Jake just mentioned, clearly a missed penalty. Now, granted, the Red Wings did bounce back and win on yesterday against the Anaheim Ducks. However, it still stings knowing that the game I went to with my brother and his girlfriend, that Jake also went to as well, we should point out, that for three of us, it was not exactly the most fun we had at all. We still had fun overall, but in terms of game, 2025 has not been fun for me. I've had two Tigers games, both losses, and now this.
Well, Tyler, if you want, you can blame me for this. Maybe I'm the jinx. Of course.
You weren't with me when we... Oh. Wait, were you with me?
Yeah, wasn't that Tigers and Royals?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I was there.
Okay, I'm not super mad at you. I mean, you were with me when we went to the Chicago trip last August, and we did see the Tigers rout the White Sox, so there's that.
Yeah, that's true. So I was going to say, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, like I said, if you want to be mad at me, I don't blame you. I mean, then two of those, it was Chicago versus Detroit. So I was rooting for the team from Chicago. First it was the Cubs, then the Blackhawks. Of course, immediately in the second of these three games that we went to, I wanted the Tigers to get a W for you. I'm over the Royals. I just wanted that to happen. And
it didn't happen.
Yep. So as Tyler said, that game was a lot of fun. That was, all right, I wish it could have been a closer game for Tyler's sake and, for Logan and Samantha's sake as well, because I wanted it to, because I like competitive games. But that being said, watching that game, it was a joy. It was, not just because the Blackhawks won, but watching this Blackhawks team play, I'm just like, this team's for real. This Blackhawks team is truly coming out of the rebuild. They look good. This is all the fun in the world to watch. And honestly, one of the things I'll remember, of course, like Tyler mentioned, there were actually not one, but two goals we missed. Tyler mentioned the Larkin goal. That was the first of the Red Wings goals. I ended up missing the Connor Bedard goal in that game. I would have gotten video for you sports fans if I wasn't waiting with Tyler to help him get that 100 years beanie that he so deserved for taking the surveys there. But I did see it on a television, so I can at least say, okay, I was at a game where Connor Bedard scored, so that makes me feel happy. But one of the a couple other things I'll remember real quick. One of these things, I got to watch an NHL rookie get his first NHL goal. very, very happy for Oliver Moore, who scored his first NHL goal in that game, and hopefully a guy who is a rising prospect with the Chicago Blackhawks and one to watch. And secondly, all right, sports fans, we're going to do something a little different. You know, we talk about golden moments in sports. We're going to do it early today. This week in Golden Moment in Sports, me and Tyler just happened to catch a glimpse, and thanks to Tyler Lavalette, who tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, Jake, turn your phone around." We caught this on camera. Can we see the? Let's run it. What we have here is a wedding proposal.
That we do.
Right at the game, in front of many, many fans. Just the special moment.
And in the top, in the bottom right there, she said yes.
Just in case you guys want to see it again. But hopefully she didn't mind, being filmed for this proposal and having it in front of so many people at Little Caesars Arena. But the good news is, from what I saw the rest of the way, she was on camera and on the Jumbotron a lot, flashing the new bling all throughout the day. So I think she was pretty happy overall. But I will start by saying, hey, when you can get a golden moment at a sporting event that you attended to, it's pretty unique.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know there's a thing about should you do a proposal private or public? Yeah, there's that debate, and of course, there's communication between the couple on what they would want, more so with the female. But still, for that, it was truly special. We also saw because the game was around Veterans Day, we saw a military spouse and her daughter at the game, husband away. Part of me was hoping that we could have had one of those reunions. That was not the case, sadly, but I hope they guys doing well cheering for our country. But to have what we had with the proposal, it was truly sweet. So sweet that they called it a sweet moment later on in the game on doing a timeout as well when they had another company sponsor it. So, yeah, it was just that heartwarming.
Very sweet moment, and one that both Blackhawks fans and Wings fans at the game can both agree that was the sweetest moment in the game. So to those two, I wish them a happy life together and congratulations. And like Tyler said, hey, you know what? At this point, it's only a debate on how do you do these proposals. And you know what? Chances are either one of those two or maybe both of them wanted to do it that way. So you know what? However it may go, however the story goes, we respect it.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why. Only a debate and nothing more than that.
That it is.
And I guess a couple of final notes. I mean, one of the things I really like about these games is, just the sounds of it. The sounds of the puck hitting the sticks and people shooting, or hockey players shooting the puck off the sticks. It sounds so much different at an NHL game. So it was nice to hear those sounds again. And as I mentioned before, happy to see the Blackhawks doing really well. Happy to see them play some of their best hockey live. And honestly, another thing I'm going to really remember from this game, outside this game to be more specific, walking in a winter wonderland to get to the arena, to and from the arena, actually. We were walking in the snow. That was actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, hockey definitely meant to be played in the cold for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say this again, wanted a closer game. I wanted it to be more competitive because I wanted Tyler and his people to have more fun. All right. That much, I'm telling you the truth there, sports fan. Look, I'm happy the Blackhawks won, and I'm happy they're doing well. Unfortunately, they lost to the Devils on Wednesday night, so we got some work to do to bounce back. But I guess that's a price you got to pay in order to watch your Blackhawks win live.
Yep. If anything, if you're a Wings fan, you can hope to get back at them in December.
Absolutely.
At the United Center.
Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward to watching that game as well. That'll be a good game. So here's the thing. So lots to be excited about for this young Blackhawks team. And for Wings fans, hey, still very early in the season. Still a lot of positives. And, another thing I want to keep in mind is the player of the game for the Blackhawks against the Redwings was Arvid Soderblom, the backup goaltender. He had 45 saves on 46 shots. The Red Wings offense, they were strong in that game. They were putting plenty of rubber on the net.
Yeah.
So, if anything, I mean, there's plenty of firepower for Detroit, all right? Just got to, keep going. Keep putting pucks. Put the slap shots. Put the hard-hitting shots on net, too.
Come on, guys. Work on it. We were leading on the division early on. Where's that spark? Did you see that the Pistons have it all?
Well, Tyler, maybe they'll have it by the time they travel to Chicago to take on the Blackhawks for round 2. But, overall, experience-wise from the game, the atmosphere was great. Red Wing fans were friendly. And Blackhawks fans, man, they were wild after the game.
And you even got to chat with some of them.
Yep. Talking about the debate between is it Taze or is it Toes? Because I was wearing my Taze jersey.
Yeah.
Rest assured, it may be spelled like Toes, but it's Taze. And you know what? Giving the high fives to Blackhawks fans afterwards, that's an experience I will never forget.
I respect all the Blackhawks fans that made that 5-hour drive or the short hour, 30-minute flight from O'Hare or Midway. But or even those that live in the state and have the shorter drive. I respect them for traveling well.
Yep, and to close this out, a great experience that I and hopefully Tyler will never forget. Of course, he'd rather forget about the game, but like the other things outside of the game, I hope Tyler remembers very, very well. Tyler, that was a lot of fun, man. Hope to do it with you again soon.
Same here, man.
That was great. All right, shifting gears now. Tyler, I heard you wanted to talk about the MLS. Is that correct?
Yes. Now, while we don't yet to have a team in Detroit, we have a team in the United Soccer League, Detroit City FC. This concerns Major League Soccer. There are two developments that surprised me. One, their longtime deal with Apple TV had a MLS season pass that you had to pay extra for to get every game. That's going away. Every match is now going to be just on the base Apple TV subscription starting next year. Same thing with the Friday Night Baseball coverage and their new Formula One TV deal for next year. No need to pay for anything extra.
Okay. So Tyler, does that mean like you would need a subscription overall, or is it going to be on live TVs?
Here's the thing. They do have ways to access it at bars and restaurants, so there's that. They also deal with Fox Sports to soundcast a few of the to have their own coach for a few of the matches, including final and other matches. But what this means is just one Apple TV subscription will do.
Okay, because I was about to say, oh my goodness, if you're an MLS fan, you're probably saying to yourself otherwise, you gotta be kidding me. And I mean, I know soccer's not the most popular sport in the United States. We'd all be rather watching our baseball, our football, our hockey, and our basketball. But for those MLS fans, I mean, this is still significant.
Yeah, it's one less thing you have to pay for. But here's the second thing. Next year, and it's going to be the last time they have a full February to October season because we're going to have technically 2 seasons going on for 27. A condensed 14-game schedule from February to May for the playoffs to transition the league to European soccer calendars starting in July, ending in May. Including winter breaks in December and January, so as to not inconvenience teams like Seattle who play in NFL stadiums. And the New England Revolution in Foxborough.
Very, very interesting move. They're following the European blueprint.
Absolutely. This will help reduce problems with FIFA international calendars for September, October, and will also help out significantly with aligning MLS transfers with the international transfer windows as well.
Hey, as much as there is a market for, soccer in America, you don't want it to intertwine too many roads or cross too many roads with the NFL because nobody can as far as I know, nobody can compete with the juggernaut in the United States that is the NFL, especially let alone within U.S. borders. So, really, this does seem like a very good move for Major League Soccer, where you can still get some games, and then after NFL season's over, you can, when you're done with football, you can transition, watch your MLS soccer, presuming you follow a team like, the Chicago Fire, for lack of better words.
Yeah, I was watching a guy simulate Detroit versus Chicago matches in video games. He had to pull a stretch by having the Columbus Crew represent Detroit.
Uh-oh.
Some things you have to do when you don't have Detroit representation. And it's not like EAFC 25 has USL teams anyway, so.
Still, a Detroit versus Chicago rivalry, MLS? About time?
Well, hopefully one day, but.
Okay.
Well, Detroit City's in a separate soccer league, so.
So you're saying, possibly they could get bumped up to MLS?
They don't do promotion relegation like that.
Still, though, Detroit does. If any city out there, any sports city, let alone, deserves an MLS team, I would say Detroit is one of those.
How we have not gotten one of those surprises me.
Yeah.
Think of all the rivalry possibilities. Chicago, Columbus.
There you go.
Those two could make what they call derbies fun alone.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to see that happen. To me, it blows my mind that Detroit does not have an MLS team. Like, I'm sorry, what? I don't know what to make of it.
St. Louis has a team.
St. Louis. You could have a Detroit-St. Louis rivalry, too, if you want to throw that in. But all this stuff, very interesting moves by the MLS. But, on one hand, it sounds like it's simplifying it, how to watch the game for the fans or how to find networks and where to go to find them. Apple TV, for example, as Tyler mentioned. And on another, going with, the European model, I think it's a good move so you don't cross too many paths with juggernauts like the NFL. So, really, it seems like these are very smart moves on the MLS and should help, especially when other sporting events start going into their off seasons, respectively.
Although it's really interesting, it's a really interesting move when you consider the MLB might have a long lockout in 27. But we'll see. We'll save that bridge for discussion for down the road.
Gosh, I certainly hope that's not coming because, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, I'm going to shift the gears to something a little more positive. So,
something a little more American as well.
Yeah, you guys like to talk about football. All right, the rest of the show is going to be about football, but we're going to start with some news that I've just learned. So, NFL on Fox, or Fox Network, they've got a new face on the block that is making his debut on Sunday as a broadcaster. He will be calling the New York Giants at the Green Bay Packers. And football fans, that would be none other than future Hall of Famer Drew Brees, the man who led New Orleans to their first Super Bowl, the Purdue Boilermaker. He is going to be calling games for the National Football League. And I won't sugarcoat it. I am over the moon about this because I think this is a guy who could be excellent at this. What say you, Tyler?
Well, good for him. I'm surprised he didn't last that long with NBC, if I remember correctly. It's nice to see him getting a second chance. But let's not ignore the elephant in the room as to why he's in this position in the first place. And we have to really hang our heads in shame at Mark Sanchez for butt fumbling his opportunity to be in such a good career position with Fox Sports after assaulting that delivery driver in Indianapolis.
Bruh. Seriously, when I heard about the story, I'm just like, Mark Sanchez, really, dude? You just had to go and beat up a truck driver? Here's the thing. You know what? Tyler said it best. Not one, but two butt fumbles.
And we're saving the butt fumbles for next week.
Yeah. We'll cover that next week. But so, as Tyler mentioned, Drew Brees is going in the place of Mark Sanchez, who, like we said, he got let go from Fox after that whole scuffle with a truck driver, or the news of it came out. Here's the thing. So, we have Tom Brady on Fox And now you got Drew Brees, 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks calling games for NFL on Fox. And I got to say, here's the thing. Some people are kind of skeptical about Brady. They don't really like his style as much. The thing is, some people might be a little skeptical about Drew Brees. He's a little inexperienced. He did work for NBC for a bit, and he called I remember him calling Notre Dame at Purdue back a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, Drew Brees, in my opinion, he has a great passion for football. Like, I love it. Not only like Tom Brady, he's intelligent. He knows very well about the game, but I think one advantage he has, in my opinion, over Tom Brady is there is a poise in his voice. Like, he has that kind of that excitement in his voice. Like, he can rally you. He, in a way, some people could say he could either be like Troy Aikman, who's just everybody doesn't like listening to, or he could be like Tony Romo, for example, on CBS. And I love when Tony Romo is calling games. Like, when it comes to broadcasting, Tony Romo is an absolute legend right now. That guy, he brings at every broadcast. There's a couple different ways that this could go for Brees, but if he does well enough, I want to see more from him, and I hope to see him move up with the NFL on Fox and get some of the
even if to like the C team or something, because Olsen's working fine with Joe Davis nowadays as the B team, and you're never going to touch the A team with how much they're paying Brady alone.
Yeah, that's true. You got to face the NFL. But, if Brees does really well in his debut and continues to do well, I mean, he could move up and could be on a good path to maybe have a bigger role in the broadcasting. Or it could be that, from what I understand, this could just be a side gig for him. And because I've also heard that Drew Brees is also considering going back into coaching for football to an extent. I don't know if it's going to be high school or maybe even the college level, but it looks like, hey, regardless of what Drew Brees' plans are, he's doing pretty well in life. The fact that Fox has given him a shot to broadcast games and he's going to earn some money on that, I mean,
can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong. Right now, I'm just happy to hear that Brees is getting an opportunity to really do something special. And like I said, he could either climb the ladder in the broadcasting booth, or he might just go back and find a way to get involved with high school football coaching, or maybe even come to Purdue as a coach. Maybe someday be the head coach of the Purdue Boilermakers someday. Maybe wishful.
A man can dream.
Yep, a man can dream. But I just thought I'd bring this all to your attention because the broadcast booth, we're putting some legends in the booth, and hopefully, and like I said, I love the energy Drew Brees brings. Even like when you put him in a football locker room, and he could just bring the energy. So I hope he can do the same in the broadcast booth for Fox. Now, whether or not this is long term remains to be seen.
We'll just have to wait and see until the 26th season starts.
Yes, indeed. And now we're going to shift to a different topic in the NFL. All right, here's where things are going to get really good for our show today. We're going to talk about the wild NFC North. That's right. This division is absolutely bonkers. And I do mean bonkers. Like, here's the thing. So, here's the standings. As of right now, the Detroit Lions are leading at 6-3.
Uh-huh.
Second place, the Chicago Bears at 6-3.
Okay.
Followed by Green Bay at, I believe, 5-3-1. Weird record. And
that tie against Dallas certainly didn't help.
Yeah, I do not like ties. And then you got...
It's so European. Like we just talked about that.
No, we talked about... I mean, I know there used to be an NFL Europe for crying out loud, but goodness me. And then you got the Vikings at 4-5 at the bottom of the division.
But not out of it by any stretch of the imagination, mind you.
Yep. This is just crazy. Who would have thought at this point in the NFL season it'd be the Lions and the Bears? No one's surprised about the Lions leading the division.
Nope.
But the Bears are the number 2 team in the division. That to me is a little surprising.
Yeah, seriously, who had the Bears playing this decently well? Seriously, everyone thought it was going to be Lions and Packers. And with how week 1 went, it was Packers beating Lions. So that basically proved the narrative's right. But now, what is going on?
I promise you, sports fans, The NFC North is not a drunk division, okay? It's not drunk. This is just how it is. There are just so many good football teams.
Okay, maybe it is drunk because of all the beer they produce in Milwaukee.
To Milwaukee. So here's the thing.
But again, we're all surrounded by the Great Lakes as it is. I mean, like you're close to Lake Superior with Minnesota. Three of the teams are surrounded by Lake. Two of the teams have close to Lake Michigan, and Lions are more close to Erie.
Yep, no doubt about that. So
at least I like our geographic proximities.
So here's the thing. The Lions are doing their thing. They're beating the teams they should, and they're getting big wins. And they've had a couple of losses, even to the Minnesota Vikings, but they're still looking like a very strong team. And then the second place team, the Chicago Bears, are just, they're good, but they are good in a crazy way. You can call them the cardiac kids if you want. Feels like they have had like at least 3 wins that I can recall where they've had to rally from behind to win. That's how crazy it is. And biggest thing I've learned about this Bears team and under the new culture, that is the Ben Johnson way. If there is a way for the Chicago Bears to win games, Caleb Williams is going to find it.
Good. Makes you wonder how that last year's game against the Lions would have gone if Johnson were the one coaching it.
Yeah, serious. It would have been.
Ugh.
I don't know if the Bears would have won, but I guarantee you the stupid crap that happened in that game probably would not have happened. Doesn't mean the Bears would have won, at least in my take. But you know what? Caleb Williams, either he's going to find a receiver that's going to win the game like a Colston Loveland, or he can do what he did against the Giants. He'll be like, you know what? Fine. I'll do it myself. I'll take the ball into the end zone myself, and I'll win this game for Chicago.
Hey, at least they got Brian Flores fired.
I was going to say, he's with Minnesota. And
I was a different Brian. Who was the coach of the Giants?
Daboll. You were referring to Coach Daboll.
Yeah, Brian Daboll.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I got the Brian part right.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Brian Daboll is no longer the coach of the New York Giants. And considering what happened in that game against the Bears where Jackson Dart got a concussion, he could have pulled him out of the game at that point. Well, that in a sense got Brian Daboll fired, along with just too many losses.
Yeah.
Like he did well in his first season and got the Giants to the postseason, but that's because the Giants were just playing they were punching well above their league in that first season that Brian Daboll was there. And
just going to replicate it.
Yep, it's not all Brian Daboll's fault, just because they really didn't give Daboll all that much talent to work with.
No. But anyway, back to the North. I'm just still surprised. I mean, Green Bay is struggling. Remember, that tie, that's basically an anchor to them when you're in the grand scheme of things. Because the fact that the Cowboys also have that tie as well.
Yeah, honestly, if you're a Green Bay Packers fan, you're kind of feeling a little uncomfortable right now. While for the moment, there are 3 NFC North teams in playoff position. The Lions, of course, and believe it or not, the Bears right now would be in the playoffs if the season were to end, and the Green Bay Packers are also in as well. But if you're Green Bay, you're the 7th seed right now, and you've got some question marks about the way that Matt LaFleur has been coaching the Packers as of late. Defense is playing really, really well for Green Bay. No question about that, but the offense, and in particular, Jordan Love, he's been struggling quite a bit recently. The Packers right now do not look in sync in offense. And granted, they played a great Philadelphia defense on Monday night, but aside from one drive, that game was just a defensive fest. And the Green Bay's offense in that game was a mess. And that last kick, that shank by the kicker for Green Bay to end the game and essentially win the game for Philadelphia, that kind of summed up Green Bay's night.
I wasn't able to watch because of YouTube TV.
Right.
But I still want to give Philadelphia cream cheese credit for their their fake cheese, the gray cheese blocks had blocks as well. They did for Eagles fans, even if the cream cheese is not from the city.
Right.
They still had fun with it. I respect them for doing that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and the Bears have done something like that too. Like for Packers Bears games, I've noticed like some Bears fans will wear like cheese graters on their heads, like not like real ones, but foam ones.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But a big week coming up for all these NFC North teams. The Bears in particular, they got to play the Vikings, who are right now desperate to get back at .500. Bears got to travel to Minnesota to take on the Vikings and Brian Flores, as Tyler mentioned.
Yeah, for action, I thought was fired.
Yep, no problem. Defensive coordinator for the Vikings. He loves to bring that pressure, and Caleb's going to be feeling it again, just like he did in Week 1. What adjustments will the Bears make to help Caleb Williams? And will the Bears have to come from behind to win that game as well let Caleb, will they just have to let Caleb Williams go and win the game himself? I mean, he's in a groove. I mean, say what you want about Caleb Williams, okay? Say what you want about him, but regardless of what criticisms you have, one thing is for sure certain about Caleb Williams. He will find a way to win these games. He does not give up. And that's the best part about Caleb Williams being the Bears quarterback. He fights to the end, and either he finds a way to win or Bears come up short. But the Bears
No in between.
Yep. Do or do not. There is no try. This is going to be it for the Bears. This is a big game. Can't start 0-3 in the division. Bears got to go into Minneapolis. And you know what? It's great that we've been making a lot of these comebacks or come from behind or been completing these come from behind wins, but it might be good for making the playoffs, but it's not sustainable long term.
That is not.
Bears are going to have to find a way to win some of these by bigger scores.
You also got the Eagles and Lions in Philly on Sunday night. That's got some good implications for the overall NFC records and who gets the bye in the first round. That should be a fun game as well, especially on the heels of the Eagles' narrow victory over the Packers on Monday night. That should be fun, and also on top of the Lions' win against the Commanders in convincing fashion in our nation's capital.
Yeah, indeed. If you're the Lions, of course, you just got to keep taking care of business. And Dan Campbell, I know he's going to be focused on getting that Lions team to the postseason. Also, keep in mind the Bears play the Eagles on Black Friday, so another critical game. So this stretch for the Bears coming up, it's going to be a very difficult stretch. So I wouldn't be surprised if they drop a couple games.
And we should ask, what about the Packers?
And the Packers, well, you know what? They still got 2 more showdowns with the Chicago Bears, and I think the first one's not until December. I think both Green Bay and Chicago games are in December. That could decide playoff position quite a bit. And
I was talking about more about them this week.
This week, of course, can they bounce back? Can they get that offense go? I mean, they're going to play the Giants. Okay, they just fired their coach.
Okay.
This is a game that Green Bay should, realistically speaking, they should win this game. But if they don't, and if the offense and Jordan Love continues to struggle, oh boy, Green Bay, you got a lot of problems.
Combined with a Minnesota victory against Chicago, ooh, Green Bay, you might be in the basement.
Might become shredded cheese. Oh boy! See, I told you this division was like the wild north, or if we want to compare it to wild west. All right, I'm gonna give you guys. Okay, then to all you NFC North fans or fans of NFC North teams out there, I'm about to give you some information, or to you Lions fans too and Bears fans, okay. I'm about to tell you something that might just blow your mind. It doesn't mean this is gonna happen, but it's something I looked up and thought I'd share this with you. This is crazy information. So I've been looking at playoff projections, especially on the NFC side of things. So if the season were to end today, we would have 3 teams from the North, the Lions, the Bears, and the Packers. And get this, not only would the Chicago Bears make the playoffs in the latest playoff projections, if the season were to end today, like if we just cut the season off right now and we started the playoffs now, the Chicago Bears would travel to Detroit to take on the Lions in the first round.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Boy, would that be a fun wild card matchup, provided we don't get the bye.
Absolutely. Still a lot of football to be played, but when I last looked at playoff projections, it was showing Bears at the Lions for the wild card round. Crazy stuff. And something else to keep in mind, another historical nugget, the Bears and the Lions, they've never met in the postseason before. They've met so many times in the regular season, but not once in the postseason. Maybe it's high time we change that.
One can only hope. We'll just have to see what happens because we still got all of the rest of November and all of December and early January to figure things out.
Yep, the Bears do not have an easy stretch, so they got to take care of business. So it had, projection-wise, it had the Lions as the 3 seed, behind the Seahawks and the Eagles, and the Bears as the 6th seed, just to help you guys make sense of all this. But just to wrap this show up, NFC North, man, it's only going to get much more like a wild, wild west.
Heck, come week 17, what makes you think? What's going to stop NBC from putting Lions-Bears in Chicago as the final game of the regular season on Sunday Night Football?
A good reminder, Tyler. Still one more matchup between the Lions and the Bears, and still a lot could be on the line there. We'll find out in the coming weeks.
Yep.
Oh,
It's going to be fun.
what a couple weeks of football we got coming up. All right, sports fans, that's all we got for this week's Friday Roundtable. We hope you've enjoyed it, and special thanks once more to my man Tyler Lavalette, not only for taking me to the Redwings Blackhawks game, which we had a great time at, but for all the hard work he does. And thanks to Josh and everybody here at WTV10 for making this all possible and all reality.
Absolutely. None of this would be possible without all of you. So we always keep thanking you every week at the end of each episode for good reason.
And also, I would like to thank WTV10, everybody here, for 1 year, over 1 year of Two Guys Talk Sports Friday Roundtables. That's right, sports fans. Hard to believe, but we've been doing this for over a year now. So, Tyler, good job. Josh, good job. Everybody else here, great job. This has been amazing.
Absolutely, and we hope to be here for a while at least.
Absolutely. All right, follow us on Two Guys Talk Sports and other things on YouTube for more stuff like this, and follow us on Two Guys Talk Sports on Facebook. With that being said, we're going to say goodbye for now and let you enjoy your weekend. This is Jake Waxman
And Tyler Lavalette.
wishing you all a great weekend filled with sports. Take care, everyone.